Hi everyone, this is Sue with So Crafty. I know it's been quite a while and I apologize for that. I've had quite a tremendous couple months here with some personal things going on, some family emergencies to deal with, and I'm just trying to get back in order and get reorganized here and start getting some things going. So I wanted to start with, I really want to start building kits, craft kits for people who want to do journaling, want to do crafting, whatever the case may be that, they would need items for. And I've been speaking with a lady that was interested in learning more about some kits, and so I'm going to send her a sample kit. This sample kit has turned into be quite large, but that's okay. Anyway, I wanted to share with you guys what you could get in one of my kits. So, everything will be pretty much at random unless you request a specific type of kit to do a specific like journal or something, like a certain theme or anything like that. Other than that, everything is going to be totally at random. I was very blessed to come across a paper shelving unit that was in a scrapbooking store, which has, I believe it's like 100 pockets, shelves in it. I think that's what the lady told me. It felt like that when I put it together by myself. Anyway, I have separated all my paper, any books and stuff that I've taken apart has its own shelf. And what I'm doing when I put together a kit is I just go through and randomly pull off of each shelf a page. So for starters, always look at these pages. Make sure there's no foul language or anything like that. I would certainly hope there would not be. That is not who I am. But I do not go through and look at these books. I do not read these books that I find. I randomly find books at yard sales, Goodwills, secondhand stores, things like that. Anything that has like some really neat pictures in it, anything that has like a lot of book pages in it, I try to find different size of book pages to use, and just whatever you can think of. So always look over that type of stuff before you use it, because again, I have no control over knowing what's on it. If I would even see something like that, I would immediately throw away that page. I would not use it. So anyway, sorry. So I want to not let this video get too long, so I'm going to just run through some of these things. Again, every kit would be a little bit different, but I wanted to give you an idea of what would be in a kit. I've been trying to do some research. I've seen a lot of kits like around, 50, 75, dollar marks. I'm not really sure what to even begin to start charging for a kit. I know the ones that sold for $50 have way less in it than what I'm putting together. And again, I may even do like different size kits, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight of like what I'm still kind of researching that part of it. But anyway, let's get to this here. Okay, so as far as the pages go, I just randomly pull out, different pages from different books. This is from a word search book, of course, because these words and stuff are really good to use in different crafting things. This was the front cover of a coloring book. And, it's got some really pretty flowers. It's got this big word love here with the little butterfly there. And, all these flowers could be used. These could be used as buttons, anything. It's really random to what you want to use them for. And I'm trying to keep this, the reason it's sideways here is because I'm trying to stay within this frame area here. I'm still organizing my craft room, so I don't have everything set up right the way I want it. So my camera is really low right at the moment. I literally have it hanging off of a rack on the ceiling, from the ceiling. So and I'm working on a TV tray right at the moment until I get everything done. Like I said, I've had a really crazy couple months. So this page is out of a wallpaper book, and some of these colors just turned out to be gorgeous. And I don't know who would want wallpaper of to me, it looks like an apartment building, like you would see outside of a hotel window. But, you know, to each their own. But anyway, I thought like this big clock, that could be fussy cut into, you know, using it in something. These containers, you know, this blue wall. I mean, any of this could be like, even this would be like a neat button if that was just cut out, or just like a page off of, to create your own papers, and or your oh, I can't even think of the name, where you just collage papers and that, so to make cards and stuff out of. Some of these colors, some book pages here, again, there's just random things that you could just cut out of. Here's a calendar. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors. This is some of my homemade papers that I've done with, I use cake coloring, mix it with water so it has more vivid color than just your regular watercolors, water-based colors. Food coloring stuff that people use, or Kool-Aid. People use Kool-Aid. I personally believe cake coloring mixed with water has a more vivid color. So that's what I've used here. This one is one I've done, and I crinkled it up and sprayed it. And so you just have a different texture. Now this could very easily be ironed out. If somebody would get something like this in their kit, they didn't want to use it like this, I've ironed them also afterwards. And it irons out very nicely. But this way you've got all these creases, and I have a video, another video that shows how I done some of those, so I don't want to spend that much time on that. And again, just some random pages that I've done myself. This was one that I used the splatter guard thing on it with the water, and just some of those random pages to give a variety. Again, this was wall painting out of a wall painting book. This, yeah, this was different ways of painting different walls. This was not the wallpaper. This was actual painting. And these two pages ran together, so I kept it whole. Then there's one on the back with some of these colors. Like this window would be neat having that, a fussy cut. You know, just different items here. Again, button, collage pages, so many different texture looking items in there that could be used in collages. This was out of a crocheting book, showing you different items that to crochet. I've actually made some tags out of these and stamped with them, and they just gorgeous pictures that when you're just cutting out just a section of it. And I was reading this earlier. I thought, oh, peach and nectarine cobbler. I love peach cobbler. I was saying I should actually keep that one, but it's already in there. It's going. Maybe I should take a picture of that, though, for that recipe. Okay, and then these. I have several different colored paper. Some of it is 20 pounds. Some of it goes all the way up to 100 pound. Some 70 pound, 80 pound. Just random different colors, different size, different weights. This one will blind you. It's so bright neon orange there. Again, all different. I just went down the row and pulled one out from every one, so you get a variety of different colored papers. Again, some of it's cardstock, some of it's just 20 pound paper. Another page out of a different type of planner. It's got calendar things on the back you could use, cut out little ones, or cut out things from those. some music sheet. This more that heavy cardstock. This one is, I don't think it will show up on camera, but I will try. It has quite a texture. It's like a heavy cardstock. This one is, well, actually that's the same thing. I'll set that to the side. Must have had two there together and didn't realize it. So anyway, that's got a heavy texture cardstock. Just a few more colored pages in there. Try to keep it in camera here. Different random colors. Again, random sizes. There's so many different sizes there. Another, that must be a page in the middle that runs together, in which this picture did. These were different landmark pages, it looks like, from around the world. Different things that could be cut out. If you're worried about any type of copyright, do not fussy cut the actual item. Just like do random sections of it or something if you're worried about that. But I thought like some of these items, and that could be fussy cut. Just such awesome architectural items that could be used, you know, in those pictures. Some more of the homemade paper from the water. This one is one of the ones I did some painting on. There's a video on that as well, if you go through and look at my other videos. This page, I'm not sure, I don't even remember what type of a book it was out of. I think it was just a different historical thing. This may have actually came out of the book about the Anthem Theater or something, but different posters. Okay, more. That's just all the papers. I'm including an entire page of lettering here. Never even been opened. It's got all the way to A to Z, uppercase, lowercase, some numbers. Okay, this is one of my tea-dyed coffee filters that have been tea-dyed, ironed out, and folded to make little pockets. You can use it however you like. This was randomly cut off of a page out of a book. This was, we had a little game thing at church one night, and so I brought them home. I brought a couple of them home and just tea-dyed them. And, well, now when I say tea-dye, I think you get a better, richer look out of tea and coffee mixed. So they may be tea dyed only, they may be coffee. I don't know if I've ever done anything coffee by itself, but I mostly do tea and coffee mix. So a lot of my staining comes from that. This was just a cardstock that I stamped with a stamp that I have. A heart-shaped doily there to work with. This has got several things that I'll put to the side here for a second. Just some random different pages of craft paper that could be used. Some more book pages. More book pages. That's another one out of the crocheting one. Got some instructions on the back. You could use some of that wording. You can use sections of these pictures. Some more papers, colored papers. Again, advertisement, but book pages. Any of these can be used for any items. Some birds. Don't even know what those things are called, but different types of birds. This was out of a funny, excuse me, comedy type book that I found at a secondhand store. I thought it was cute with some of the things in it. An envelope that I colored with the doily and the different colors. Some paper that I had painted. Some napkins. I've got 3 different napkins here. And this is a swatch out of from a company that I used to sell bags for them. A page out of a Bible, out of a flower book, dictionary page, a dog, well here, a dog book, little Cocker Spaniel there. This was just a random book that's got different pictures. A spider lily, must have been out of another flower book. Like I said, each book has its own shelf, so you know, it may be, you may get 2 or 3 pictures of flowers, but they're from different books. So you know, this was a book page, but it had large print. I thought that was really neat to have something that had some large print to it. Got 2 pages there. Both kind of index pages, but again, they could be used for things. Just keep one and throw one in there. Didn't realize there was 2. Some of those pages are hard to get apart when you got a whole stack there. These were, it's a book of showing all different types of lakes and stuff. I thought these pictures were just gorgeous with the colors, and so many things you can do with that to cut that down if you're worried about a copyright thing. I just figure when I see books that has pictures like this, I don't worry too much about the copyright if I'm going to cut them down and do other things with them. This would make, you know, you could get tags out of this, buttons out of this, just several different things. Again, I really apologize. I don't know what's got to my throat tonight. Another different type of book page. This came out of a, well, there's a not so nice word there. It was a bridal wedding gown. Wedding guide. I didn't care for the title of it, but that could easily be cut off and not used. Excuse me. But what I liked about that book, though, was the purple writing. And if you've learned to know me, you'll learn I'm a purple fanatic. But anyway, I just thought it'd be neat to have some purple print in some people's journals. This was out of, I believe it was a healthcare or a self-healing type book. So there's different little things in there that you could use out of that. Don't really remember what type of book this was. Oh, different poems. Yeah, Helen Steiner's Rice's Poems of Faith, Poems to Brighten Your Day. So yeah, this was a poem book. I try to pick out different interesting books when I pick out my books. So, Raising Your Child. This could be fun for some people. But anyway, some nice wording in there. Just another kind of a textured page. Kind of a textured look to it. These were some of my very, very first tea dyeing. I did use tea, but I didn't want to do, when I tea dye, I do not oven dry. I have never oven dried. I like to spray my pages because look how unique that is. I mean, come on. You don't get that from dipping. And you don't get that from, like soaking it in water or in tea. You get this type of look from spraying it and letting it sit out and flipping it over. And that's exactly what I did. I let them sit out. I let them dry a little bit. I flipped it over, let it dry some more. But look at that pattern. I mean, you would never get that from dipping this. There is no possible way. So, this is my style, I guess. I like to do it this way, and so that's what I've done. So now I'm sharing it with people. Excuse me. This page I thought was really neat because you could fussy cut this little picture out and use that on a little tag. You could fussy cut this little flower thing out. You could leave the whole thing whole. You could do so many different things with that picture. Must be, I'm not sure what it was from. Obviously a crafting type book or something, or a recipe scrapbook. Looked like they could have been out of the holiday prepping book, because all the little toys here, maybe do-it-yourself crafts, something like that. This was an educational book, history book. Dinosaurs in this page. This page has different, historical people, tells about them. Again, if you're worried about the copyright part of it, if you're not using the whole page and stuff and that, I understand that you cannot get in trouble for like using bits and pieces of it. So I suggest tearing it down and doing other things with it, collaging with it or something. But if you're concerned about that part of it. So, and if I'm wrong, somebody please educate me more. I'm trying to learn more about all these things, about all the copyrights and stuff. So, this is a little photo pocket, and I just thought I would stick some pages in it to help protect the pages during the shipping. So this was a photo pocket, can be used for different items. This was out of a book with castles around the world, or around the United States, I think around the world, period. But the whole book was just full of different castles or inns. That's what it was, different traveling inns and stuff like that to go and stay in. And you would not believe how many pictures and stuff I got out of that book. And then there's word pages on the back. So again, you could do different things with it. Use parts of the picture. I'm not sure. I think if you're not using the whole entire thing and that, you can't get in trouble with just using the one picture, but check into that before you do, just to be on the safe side. So, excuse me. These are edges that I believe they're self-sticking. Yeah, it looks like it. Yes, these are the adhesive ones. Every one of these little sections here is a different edge that you can use in different tags or book pages. If it's a smaller book page, a smaller journal, you can use them for all types of decorating. I've actually cut them before and used this little sections while I was decorating. Though this was another page out of the inn, from the inns that was all over the United States or all over the world. And I got some, like the top half and that with the pictures, and I've got the bottom half with the words, so I just randomly choose from each stack. Just because you get one picture, it doesn't mean that the words that go with it have anything to do with that picture. So, a recipe card. Another little, this was just a little, I've included a plain envelope so that you can decorate however you'd like it. I'm trying to put some of these smaller items in it so that they don't get randomly lost within the big envelope I'm going to be shipping this stuff in. And so I'll try to just kind of put these back in. This was a little homemade tab that I done. This was with napkins and file folder. I just was playing around with it a little bit. I just like to kind of create my own thing sometimes. This was a little pocket thing that I learned how to make from treasure books. Natasha, I can't think of her name. I learned this off of Natasha from Treasure Books on YouTube. I've learned a lot of things off of her, so you will hear me mention her name several times, actually, if I'm telling you where I learned it from. So, anytime I have, like, just random pages or something that, like, I thought those flowers were pretty, but I couldn't use, like, some of the rest of it or something, I will just start punching things out. I've got a couple of different punches, and I just punch them out to be used, in different items. This one looks like it could use a little trim. I didn't realize that it was kind of a rough cut there, but anyway, they could be used in different ways. So there's just like random, that's got a design there on the back, or this was part of a water scene that had the big wheel off of a ship, and just kind of got a corner of that. This is a paper doily, a coaster, paper coaster that, like, what the bars and stuff use, and I just stamped a big rose in the middle of it there, and inked the edges a little bit. And then I also have some tea-dyed ones Throwing one of those in there. This, when I was painting my papers, I decided to iron out some cupcake papers and see what you could do with them and see if it would hold the paint or not, because I wasn't sure the way cupcake papers have like a coating on them sometimes, so I wasn't sure if it would hold the paint, but it actually did, and I kind of like that, so I'm throwing one of those in there. A little playing card, just a mini playing card. I put word pages on the back there, or word page on the back, and then just tore some in the front, did some sewing around it. This, again, Natasha from Treasure Books. I learned how to do those. I've thrown in a couple large, regular size playing cards. One I didn't do anything to, but it's like a vintage card with the old airplanes and stuff on the back. That's quite old. That you can do with it what you want. And then this one, I already put some book pages in the front of it. Actually, these came out of a Bible, of course, the Book of Ruth there. And so some Bible pages, and left it where you can finish decorating however you like. A little dress form page there that I did. I printed that on some inked paper, and then not inked, but colored paper that I colored, and then I inked the edges there. It could be used for anything. This is just a little memories frame. It's got some wording. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's got some little wording and stuff on it. It can be used all types of scrapbooking. This is a little, excuse me, Rolodex card that you can, turn it into something else. And the lady I'm sending it to's last name starts with an M, so I actually have the M there for her. They all have the alphabet on it, and so I'm sending us just some little random stickers. Again, I just punched out some little nameplate things there. Little rainbow. Some of these things that already came to the site. This was some cardstock that I had inked, and then cut them into tags. I did not put the holes in them in case people wanted to do them a different way. Some people like to put ribbon on them and use a decorative staple or something, and so I did not want to include holes in these so that people could finish it the way they want to finish it. This was some of my painted paper, and then I did tabs out of them. This, just a little random page here, is a out of a quilting book. Just got like a blanket there. This is a address card type thing that you can design. Some of these little tabs. Just randomly pick these are just some. I was doing some collage pages one day, and so I had some of these left over, and I just threw some of those in there. Little doily, some little stamp that I cut out of some different pages, little tabs, just random little pieces. Again, this came out of, these little pieces like this came out of a magazine that I just thought they was neat colors and things, and so I just threw them in there. This is a little crochet thread holder ad that I tore out of a 1975 magazine, crafting magazine. Some ink dyed coupon or a ticket there. Just throwing in. I only had two there, but anyway, there's some rose petals there. Could be used for different things. A little fabric leaf. A little paper leaf that I die cut. Different double-sided there, can use whatever side. A little vintage stamp. This is just a little tab thing that I'm including so that she can use it how she wants. This was fabric. I thought I only had one there. I'll take one out. These were a piece of fabric, and I just cut around them. There's this, and I think there's just out of the scraps. Butterflies, I cut, I don't know how many butterflies one night just out of scrap paper that normally people would cut their things out and then just throw that little scrap away. Well, I don't hardly waste anything. I find a way to cut something out of it. And this was out of some wrapping paper, so I just took the words and cut some of those out. Again, just those file folder left over from some crafts and that I was doing. So I just have little pages, and you could stamp a word on that and use that on the front of a cover. So just a little bit of bling there. Some buttons. This is just like a tab type button. This is an actual button that you can use. More things I just randomly cut out of scrap paper. Some round ones. This I just stamped some stuff and then just left it, you know, while you can see this is what I've done here. I obviously cut a tag out of that and then has some more random stamping there that could be cut and used for whatever the person desires. A little mini tab there that does have the hole in it. Her first name starts with a D, so I include a D letter there. Little aluminum ones, soulmate, perfect, different things that just want to include different little words and stuff she can randomly use. Simple on that one. Some more just cut out. This was a little stamp I just cut out. Flower thing that I took apart. I have a video on that one actually, so I just included a flower that she can add to something. Another M for her last name. Just some random pages, a little flower there. You can put a, okay, it just went blank. You can put a center, you know, add to this in the center, or just put a small little Brad in there. Brad, that's what I was thinking. Put a Brad in there and add that to something. This was a pen holder that I made. And again, I just have these in a little box. I made a whole bunch of them and I just have them in a box and just randomly reach in and pull one out. And you stick it on the side of the page, and then you can stick your pen in there for the journal, so that you always have a pen with your journal. And again, Natasha from Treasure Books, learn how to make that. This also just an altered paper clip, just something a little different. Again, Natasha from Treasure Books. Just an altered paper clip there. This I actually learned from, oh, it's been so long since I watched her videos. I've not been on YouTube forever, it seems. She did the, oh, it's A.L. John. She's got the Build Your Stash $5 a week session on her YouTube. And she made these for different crafting reasons and stuff and that, whatever you want to use them for. And they actually have, like, let's see if you can see this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually got like a texture or a picture behind it. This envelope that I'm including with, this is one that I laid a doily on and sprayed it with some of my spray, the water, the cake coloring water that I do. And in here, I've got some of my paper lace. Again, Natasha from Treasure Books, where I learned how to make that. This is some of my just random fabric. I've just tore strips of random fabrics and to be used for dangling things and stuff on the outside of a journal. Yeah, I could cut it down to, you could get probably four different ones out of that, depending on which dangling craft you're going to do. Some rickrack, just a little piece of like a sheer type lace there. Can never remember what this stuff is called. I don't understand why I can't remember what this is called, but a piece of that. Eyelash. I think it's called eyelash. I'm not sure. That might not be right. And then just another colorful little decorative ribbon here. This is, I found this at a Goodwill actually, and it's like a rubber, it's got glitter in it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a rubber stripping. Could be used for anything. I've already used it as a decorative piece on something. And I mean, if you pull it, and like this side and that, I actually pulled a little bit and it stretched a little bit. But you can use that for anything. It's a small little piece of ribbon to use for on tabs or something. This was some of my tea and coffee mix dyed lace that I done. Make it look a little vintage. And this was a big piece of lace. I did this in the same batch. I don't know how well you can tell, but well, going up against solid white, because this is what it looked like when I started. This was all brand new lace, and I coffee and tea dyed it so I give it that vintage look. And then of course I included some white lace as well. This is kind of like a really super light gray. You can't hardly tell it, probably not in camera. Just a random piece of fabric. Some of this type of fabric, I just wanted to include it for any type of decorating they might want to do. A pipe cleaner. Another random strip of torn fabric. A piece of lace edging. This was some of my, I think they call it scrappy ribbon or something. I don't even remember what it's called. This one I made, and I did not put the extra stuff on top of it, because I thought it would be, somebody might want to finish decorating it to their own taste or whatever they're making. And this one I did. And I did put, like, added things on top of it. As you can see, it's got 2 or 3 layers of things. Could be used for all kinds of, it says made with love there, if you can see that. So it's made with all kinds of different textures and colors and styles, and, you know, just even threads. Different, just random strip there can be used. And a piece off of a tape measure for the fabric, like it's not really fabric, it's like but it's the type that you measure your waist and stuff with, and that, so it's real flexible and can be used for all different things. I had a lot of fun with this when I made some different random tabs of like sewing ones, so I think that's pretty much it. Again, each one would be a little bit random, because once I get my craft room completely organized again, I say again, I don't know that ever has been, but once I get done with it the way I want it to be, I will actually give you a tour and show you what I mean by when I say I just randomly pull things out and use them, and because I think it's kind of neat the way I'm trying to get it all set up, and I think that people would enjoy seeing how I randomly pull these things, and you know, give you a better idea when I say that. So anyway, I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And you all have a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.